up, guys? This is Lex Tyler from San Francisco, California, representing Team X-Ray, and today I'll be explaining my first impression off of this new product here called the Air Killer from 7075.it. Now, I actually purchased this from Monaco RC from Italy, and I'm pretty excited about it. I heard a lot of hype about this thing, and I'm not sure if I saw a video about this one. That's why I'm doing one today. I'm not sure where I saw. I think Alex Hagberg said that it's like a game changer or something, so I want to see what it's all about. So today I'm going to show you how to build the shocks the way I do it. There's other methods out there. There's a video of Alexander Hagberg. There's also another video out there with my teammate Dominic Quet from Singapore, the way he builds shocks. There's so many ways to build shocks, but I think my way is pretty easy. If you like it, copy it. If you don't, you could use your own method. So let's go ahead and unwrap this thing. Get my blade here. Compact, beautiful, and powerful. This tool will remove the air from the shock absorbers and diffs quickly and easily. So there you go. It's not only for building shocks, but it's also for rebuilding your diffs. If you don't want that air inside your shocks, this is what's gonna be useful. So starting from here, this white box. All right, so it comes with this piece of information, compact, beautiful, and powerful. It explains to you how it works. After having refilled the shocks or the diffs, following the standard procedures, they need to be placed in the holes of the opposite stand that it needs to be located in the middle of the air killer. After having checked that the upper valve above the plexiglass cylinder is correctly screwed, the cylinder needs to be placed in its dedicated circle groove. Alright, so at this stage, while pushing the start button, it just needs to apply a slight pressure on the cylinder in order to ensure a better grip to the gasket. Air Killer will start its vacuum job and will stop automatically. The time to wait, it depends only to the viscosity of the oils. Liquid oils will take less time. Oils with high viscosity instead will need to remain inside the Air Killer for more minutes. For ending the vacuum effect, the upper valve located above the cylinder has to be unscrewed. It is advisable to unscrew it gentle in order to avoid a pressure wave that could cause an oil leakage from the shocks or from the diffs. It requires a 12-volt power supply. In this case, I got my active RC 85 amp power supply there, so hopefully that works. Okay, they give you a decal. It's very nice. Let's open this bad boy up, and there it is, the Air Killer. Ooh, wow, some nice aluminum over here. I guess this is where all the action happens in here. So let's remove this box out of the way, get some more light. Let's put this back inside. So as you can see, I already have my shock set up for a rebuild. Let me put this away. So looks like I still have to rebuild this. All right, let's cut this out. Got one of my Yokomo straight scissors, probably one of the best scissors I've ever used in the RC industry here. I use this to cut my bodies. They cut really good. Cuts everything nice. So it comes with 4 aluminum posts and 4 screws. And then this is the top part. Very nice material. You can see the way they designed this thing. It's really, really nice. So I'm assuming all the screws go here. So let's build it one by one real quick. I just twist that up in there. I never really had a shock builder, a shock pump. I used to have one that I borrowed, but I never really used it. It was from I'm not sure who makes it. I think it was like a Tamiya one. But you would use the actual pump to get the air out. Nowadays I usually just wait for the air to come out and I just kind of push the piston up and down. So this one's built. Let's see how this goes. So this looks just like the stand. I'm not sure if I have to screw it in anywhere. Maybe it goes like this. Okay. So we'll do that. Throw this guy away. I mean, the instructions are just verbatim. I mean, I'm just kind of going off of what I see. This looks pretty self-explanatory. You plug it into the power supply. Here's my power supply. Plug that in right there. Okay. Take this guy out again. There's your 12 volt if necessary. Let's see what happens. Let's just test it out real quick. Okay, so you can hear it. We'll just put it right here. I guess this is what you use to release the air. Pretty cool. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set that up like this. Okay, I have this cup right here for just dropping residual oil. Now I'm gonna get my shock oil. So I'm getting ready for the Reedy race. You can see my cars right here. I got the sweep tires that they used last year. So I'm getting ready for that. And if you take a closer look here, I'm actually using the Hootie car stand, but it also holds the shocks. All right, using the Hootie shock oil, and I got my friend Randy Castor's company 1UP. I use this blue O-ring lube here. This stuff works really good for rebuilding shocks. So let's take some time to build a shock first. In this case, I'm running the PSS sleeves and a blank piston. I'll be running this next weekend at the Reedy Race of Champions in Aliso Viejo, the Tamiya track. So what I'm going to do is build this real quick. These are the ULP shocks. So what I do is I just dab a little blue greaser here, or lube. Just do a little bit of that. Okay, and I enter it just like at this section right here, and then I go from the inside, actually kind of just make sure that it's nice and even. I do that. There you go. I use this lube because it actually promotes smoother up and down travel, and it keeps dust away, or dust out of coming inside the shocks. So I'll build one shock real quick. Then get the eyelet here. Use this little shaft tool. Now the thing about the T4s, in case anybody's trying to build these shocks, you don't want to over tighten this plastic piece here. This is called the ball cup and the eyelet. You don't want to over tighten it. So what I do is I actually measure it with digital calipers, and as you can see, I measure it at 880. Okay, about that much. Why? I just think it's a lucky number, so I do it in between right here. So that feels good to me. I could probably do it just a little more. See that gap. Perfect. So now I have a really good length for up and down travel. So I'm going to do that to the other shocks too. Dab a little oil. Same exact thing. Get the towel to wipe that off. When I'm racing, I always want to ensure myself that I have perfect shocks. It's a huge part of the car's handling. Without that working properly, your car is just, it'll probably veer off to the side or something. So again, crank it down just a little more. So at 880, you actually won't force the plastic, because the shaft kind of forces the plastic up and it binds that little ball here. So that was kind of an early lesson when I first built this T418. Okay, pretty good. So we'll do the exact same thing to the other ones. Some 1-Up lube. Okay, put it that way. My method is pretty consistent. I try to practice the same exact thing, same exact builds. Let's do that. From time to time, you want to check these little ball cups, make sure that they're still good. 880. It feels good to me. And last but not least, there. These ULP shocks really changed the handling of the T4 versus the 17 version. What they did is they actually lowered the shock towers so it has a lower center of gravity, and they call these shocks ULP, which is ultra low profile. For some applications, some racers or some of my teammates, they use the 17 shock towers with the 17 shocks because they have longer travel and the shocks are actually a little taller. Bumpy track applications, so this one could probably use a little more. Let's see if it's 880. Yep, happy with that. So now let's put some shock oil. So it looks like it's numbered in order, right? Put that back here. So it looks like it's numbered in order. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes racers mark their tires like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So let me put this guy away. So I guess this is the air bleeder. So what I'm going to do is trap this like this. All right, I just want to make sure that I have enough oil there. Like I said, looks like it fits nice. So Dominic Queck was saying if you fill the shock oil right up to the top, no air can get in there. Just like right there. All right, cool. Let's do that. Put this away. So let's trap this. And let's take a close-up. So I'm going to turn this thing on and see what happens. Oh yeah, you can see some of the bubbles coming up. Let me try to pull up on this. Yeah, I can't even pull this cup up. So you can see the bubbles. You can see the bubbles on number 4. See? It's coming up. So it looks like that thing stopped automatically. So I'm just going to sit here and wait for it to release all those bubbles. Man, look at that. Number 4's got a lot of bubbles. 1 doesn't have too many. See, this saves so much time. Look at number 4. You see that? All the bubbles are coming out. Oh, yeah. I've never seen that many bubbles. Very cool. Very, very cool. Now you can see the importance of this tool. Yeah, see, as soon as number 4 gets done, we're good to go. Once I'm happy with no air bubbles in there, I'll just release the air. You can see number 2, it's still got a couple that's about to blow up. Yeah, look at the action going on in there. This is a very neat tool. Air killer. I can see another air bubble coming out from like midway from number 2. Oh yeah. Bear with me on the light, guys. I'm just trying to fix the light so everybody can see. Yeah, I mean, now I'm gonna have to figure out a way to travel with this thing. I'll probably just use this box together with all my RC equipment to store when I travel. Hopefully US Customs doesn't destroy it. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty awesome. I mean, all the bubbles are definitely coming out. So I'm just gonna let it sit here, just like what the instructions told me, until all the bubbles are gone in there. So now I'm gonna just do it one by one, starting with the number 1 in order, with the 1 dot, 2 dot, 3 dot, and then the 4 dot. So I'm gonna get my bladder here, get my little paper towel real quick. So I got my bladder, first bladder. I usually just rub it on my palm here, just to get all the hair out, or the lint. So we'll start with this guy. Be very careful, man. It's like, so Hagberg and Dominic Quick, they do different methods, but this is how I do it. What I do is I push the piston to where you can see a bubble over the parameters of the shock body. So then I get my bladder and I drop it right up top, and I just use my pinky. Those guys use screwdrivers or whatever, but I use my pinky. There you go. The excess oil is fine. Then I turn it to the side and I just keep pushing, pushing, pushing. You want to do it just light enough to where you can feel the bladder snug into its place. Then I'm going to get my shock cap, and here's the tricky part. When you screw this on, you want to make sure that it screws on straight, and you want to hear just a little click. So I'm going to take my time when I do this. Okay, that's good. I don't think yeah, there's no air. I mean, I can build shocks in 2 minutes or 25 minutes in this case, but this just gives me the reassurance that there's no air in the shocks. See, there's no rebound either. It's perfect. All right, so 1 shock's done. Then we'll go with shock number 2. I feel like Nicolas Cage from the movie The Rock when he was trying to like get those little chemical balls out of the glass jar. It's AK the Air Killer. You can purchase this from Monaco RC. This is a great tool to have if you want to get your shocks built right. For those serious racers, I highly recommend this one. I'm very pleased with the product. You can just plug it into your power supply. You press 1 button on the side, made out of good material. You watch the air float up to the top of the shock body, and then it blows up. And then when you're satisfied, you can just release the pressure screw to let all the excess air out, and you'll have no air in your shocks. So now I got 4 perfect built shocks. Now I can work on my car. So these are the front ones. These are the rear. Get that out of the way. Now I can build my car. So thank you very much, Monaco RC and Bruno RC. I'm very happy with the product. I'll see you guys soon. My name's Lex Tyler, and I'm out.